Hey guys, King Charles here. Today, your judge, your jury, and your analyst, and today I bring to you this Element Cup team that has an insane amount of charge move pressure. Its sole purpose is to literally break shields and sweep your opponent like no tomorrow. With it, you're using 3 of the fastest chargers in the game. You have Wooper in the lead, followed by Vulpix as your safe switch, and then you have Fomantis as your closer. Fomantis, even though its moves are resisted, it does so much damage that Leaf Blade is just... It has Leaf Blade and Grass now, but with Leaf Blade, you just do such an insane amount of damage. You're going to just see how that Fury Cutter and that Leaf Blade damage really adds up in this Shoutcast. This team does require a little bit of energy management to get used to, but if you're really confident, you can go ahead and pull off a lot of crazy wins like I do in these matches. So, a lot of pressure, again, insane pressure against the entire meta. But, of course, just like with Little Cup formats, you're prone to RPS, but if you are really good at managing your energy, guess what? You can still come back from the RPS like you see with this team. Before we get started, it's my therapist mental health of the day. As usual, you could skip this by going straight to the chapters, and this is about adversity. So today's tip is going to be about overcoming adversity. In order to build resilience, you must overcome adversity. That's one of the things. In order to build resilience, you must overcome adversity. That's how you build resilience. Adversity is a hardship, problematic situation, or fortune. It can occur to anyone no matter who they are and what path they choose in life. For example, Legend. Legend, a lot of you are struggling to make Legend. So what are you doing in order, once you fail, what do you do to learn? Guess what? You get more knowledge, you build more, you know more about matchups, you get your mechanics better, and you get great at building teams. So that's how you do it, and then you can go ahead and make Legend. So every time you fail, you go ahead and overcome adversity and go back and develop even further. There's 9 tips on here that allow you to do it, and there are one of the ones that I like the most as far as this one is number 9. Don't be afraid to try again. Go Battle League is a game of where you'll fail and go back over. It's blind. It's not your fault. It's a terrible algorithm. It really is. People talk about algorithm, but the fact is blind is a terrible system. If you're getting 400 or less viewers on Twitch and you're like rank 1,000 whatever, your system sucks, and it's obviously not appealing to an audience. So despite that's Go Battle League. But don't be afraid to try again. Rejection, whether personal or professional, hard to move past, but just because one person said no or didn't like you doesn't mean you won't find someone who will appreciate or your ideas. Or if you fail in said situation, that doesn't mean you should be afraid to try again and keep on going. If you put in the effort to really develop, you can make Legend, or you can make it 9 times, not like 5+ times like I have, or even more, and like it doesn't really matter in the end. It's still the same thing over and over again. But yes, adversity is very important. Make sure you read these tips. They're really good, and they will help you develop your resilience so you can overcome adversity. Without further ado, behold my insane pressure team for the Element Cup Remix, and let's get started. Alright, here are the battles. So as you see, we have Vulpix versus Wooper. This is a great lead for us because we're gonna... Okay, you know what? I keep talking about the Whopper reference, but in all seriousness, I live across a Burger King. So I was like, oh, should I get a Whopper? And I'm like, nah. And I was like, should I get like Burger King? I'm like, nah, I got like a burrito or something from that yeah, breakfast was good today. Anyways, as you see, we got Slowpoke switched into us from Fomantis. Our opponent really wants to go down 2 shields today, so I'm like, okay, that's fine by me. The reason you have a Fomantis and Vulpix in the back is because you can do relatively well against grass types. We want Wooper to avoid grass types as much as possible, and please ignore my alarm clock that just went off. This is literally during a wrestling tournament. Like, I woke up and like I had to wake up early for a wrestling tournament, so my girls did pretty well. Not gonna lie, all of them got at least 1 dub, and I was actually very surprised because I was like, usually you get that one girl that loses both times, but it's double elimination. But no, they all won at least once, and they all learned something very well from all their matches. So very proud of all of them. It was a great time. Now you have Vulpix and a Chikorita. This is pretty much game. With 2 shields, we can pretty much wipe out Chikorita with a Weather Ball, and then I'm just overcharging a little bit, expecting their Vulpix to come back in, and here we go. Their Vulpix comes back in. All we're going to do is just double Body Slam, and we're really ahead on energy here, so it doesn't really matter what our opponent does. They could Body Slam us, but we'll have enough energy after we farm down this Vulpix to go ahead and just Weather Ball and absolutely ball out. Unfortunately, as a Warriors fan, the Warriors are not balling out super hard right now. I saw Dwight Howard got 38 points on his debut overseas. And I'm like wondering, what the heck do the Warriors have to do to go on a good win streak? Because they do great at home, but at away, they suck. So I am very concerned right now. As you see, Weather Ball goes off, and that's game. Pretty standard match here. You don't see many Comedium users out nowadays just because of Fomantis' existence. And just because there are also, and Ferrothorns that are running around everywhere. We get Seel on a Wooper. That's a shiny Seel. And they catch this. I was like, that was an incredibly impressive catch. Lesson learned, do not mash on your charge move buttons. Have one finger away so that if they fire, you can have like half a second to not fire up. But as you see, this is early in the morning, or as you see in the dark clouds, I really just don't care, but it's okay. So we get a Shroomish. Shroomish has, I know it has Seed Bomb. I'm unsure why you would use Shroomish in this meta, just because, yeah, Shroomish is odd because there are better picks out there. But as you see, Tackle's actually doing a decent amount of damage against Fomantis, so I'm like, oh, this actually kind of sucks. But my idea is I'm going to Leaf Blade, and because Tackle generates energy so slowly, and they blow their energy here, my idea is I'm going to send in Wooper and just farm this Shroomish down. As you see, I'm going to wait out the clock a little bit, and then I'm just going to farm this Wooper down with Shroomish. If you are confident in your ability to farm down, then do this play. If you are not confident in your ability, then be very careful. But now I have a Wooper, I have shield advantage, and I have hella energy, bro. Bulbasaur comes back in. Vulpix has 2 shields, so this is great for us. Bud Bomb goes off. We're going to send in Vulpix with 2 shields now, and we get that Seel. This is alright, though, because all I have to do is Body Slam, and this is already game, because I have to, being up 2 shields, I can comfortably just Body Slam my way to victory here. And even though Wooper is weak against that Bulbasaur, I can still get to a body. I believe I'm one mud shot away from a Body Slam. So this team is all about charge move pressure. It's just pressuring. You have to have a little bit of energy management to do well with this team. But Fomantis in the back row with charge move pressure sweeps the unholy crap out of a lot of teams. And it's very nuts at how strong it is. Outside of getting, of course, RPS, which is, of course, very prone to anybody. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and shield this Aqua Tail. And I'm going to fire this Weather Ball at this... Is it Bulbasaur? Yeah, that Bulbasaur in the back. The problem is even though it's a shadow, I'm at -1 right now. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to fire this Weather Ball and swap out right away. So I'm going to fire this Weather Ball, swap out right away. And as you see here, our opponent fires and we catch the Seed Bomb. Our opponent is going to undercharge in an attempt to try to get back. But as you see, with 1 HP in a dream, we get to the Body Slam, and that's game. I'm about to full-on Kenny Omega. If you watch AEW, you know what I'm talking about. I am not watching... I just follow AEW on the Twitterverse nowadays. If you are a wrestling fan, WWE isn't really stale nowadays, but I haven't really watched too much of it since, like, the past couple of years. Yeah. But anyways, we got Swooper onto Seel again. This is where they outright stay in, and actually you win this lead. You can go Mud Bomb. If 1 Mud Bomb lands, you should be able to get to the second one. And then after that, you can straight Body Slam. You win the no shield. 2 Mud Bombs and a Body Slam will KO even if they try to Icy Wind you. So the bad thing about this scenario is that your Wooper will be prone to getting farmed down. So after you take out your opponent here, they're going to farm you down, which kind of sucks. But outside of that, at least you win back alignment. There's a lot of neutral matchups here, like with Vulpix, you have a lot of neutral things, unless you're facing something that has Water Gun. But outside of that, Vulpix does really well as a neutral safe switch. Seel goes down, and we could possibly get to another Body Slam depending on what comes in. So I'm just tapping, mashing, and mashing at Wooper, and we get a Bulbasaur, which is perfectly fine. This is what we have Vulpix for. So Vulpix is going to send, I'm going to send in Vulpix, and we're going to expect a switch out, and there's their opposing Vulpix. So this kind of sucks. Even though I have an energy lead, I didn't get too much of an energy lead here. So all I'm going to do is we're going to Body Slam, we're going to take both shields. Bulbasaur has Sludge Bomb, so this is very, very rough. I have to eat 1 Body Slam here, but that's perfectly fine. And I still have 2 shields left over. Basically what's going to happen is the Fomantis 2 shield strat. So while it is not as great as the Slugma 2 shield strat, I think the Body Slams are going to add up, and then we're going to be able to just go ahead and just absolutely just destroy our opponent's back row. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cue a Body Slam, and then I'm going to send in Fomantis to farm down, as you see here. All right, yeah, and then I'm going to send in Fomantis to farm down. We snipe down, and we have a Body Slam left over. One Leaf Blade will do enough damage to where it puts Bulbasaur in danger as a shadow, so our opponent's likely going to shield here. After that, I have Vulpix in the back. I have Vulpix's Body Slam to go and send it off, even if I do get debated with Body Slam here. So, as you see, what's going to happen is that I'm going to shield this Sludge Bomb, and then I'm going to go ahead and go for a second Leaf Blade. I should be able to Leaf Blade because they blew all their energy, but even if they don't, I'll still have a Body Slam left over. Unfortunately, because this is double resisted, Grass and Poison does double resist Leaf Blade. And Bulbasaur will live with like might live with 1 HP, but it doesn't live with 1 HP. So I got really happy. I was like, I didn't have the Body Slam through. Well, it wouldn't matter because we had the Body Slam too, so we would have won anyways. This is where you want Vulpix. We got Vulpix, and it's a shiny Vulpix, and we got Dewpider. Dewpider is a little rough to deal with. I fire a Mud Bomb on accident. So what you want to do against Dewpider, you want to actually swap in a Vulpix after you do a little bit of chip damage here. The reason being is because Vulpix does take heavy damage from Bubble Beams, so you want to be able to Weather Ball your way to victory. As you see here, Bubble Beam goes off. I should have fired Body Slam. I know I jacked that up really hard, but when you screw up in battle, all you can do is just try to make up for your mistakes. That's all you can do. So we're gonna Weather Ball. We're gonna ball out here. Dewpider is going to try to farm us down, or not farm us down, but try to do some heavy damage, and unfortunately, it is unable to. We're going to eat this second Bubble Beam here. Dewpider has 2 choices. One, you can go ahead and try to farm me down, or I'm going to, as you see, I'm going to be able to get to 2 Weather Balls here. So I'm going to fire 1 Weather Ball. If they shield, that's great. Hopefully they don't know I can get the second one, and they don't know I can get the second one. And I get the second one before I go down. So now our opponent has no shields, and I take out their Dewpider, which is great. So we keep alignment. So do a little bit of chip damage before you swap out Dewpider. Actually, no, they win switch, but that's perfectly fine. I'd rather take shield advantage. And all we got to do is we're going to farm down. This sets up Fomantis for the shield, with the shield, and then we're going to be able to just absolutely eviscerate our opponent back. They send in Vulpix, which is fine. I'm going to Leaf Blade my way to victory here. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to do a little bit of chip damage, and then I'm going to have to catch. Okay, so this is what's not. Watch what happens. Bam. Yes, let's go. I catch the Weather Ball like a boss. And then all we're gonna have to force whatever's in the back row, and we're gonna fight it anyways. So as you see, we get a Seel. This is game. With a 1-0's advantage, I can take out this Seel, and at the same time, I have Fomantis. So Fomantis can literally Leaf Blade both of these Pokemon to oblivion. I just need to do enough chip damage to make sure I can KO both with 2 Leaf Blades. As you see, if our opponent tries to farm us down, I might be able to get to another Body Slam here and take out our opponent. So Body Slams are going off. Maybe our opponent does end. They actually fire their energy. All I'm going to do is I'm going to farm down this Seel, and then I should be able to Leaf Blade for the victory. Aqua Tail goes off. We're just firing off our Leaf. I'm just going to go ahead and farm this thing down completely, and then I should have enough energy left over for 2 Leaf Blades. Even if they do Icy Wind here, that's perfectly fine, because I'm going to have enough energy to get to 2 Leaf Blades before they get to a move with their Vulpix in the back. And as you see, our Seel goes down, and then there's the Vulpix. But the thing is, Vulpix is so godforsakenly hurt, it doesn't even matter. This Leaf Blade should take it out, because Leaf Blade does a huge amount of damage, even if it's resisted. And that's game. I hope y'all enjoyed that battle. That was, as you see, Fomantis as a closer, if they don't outright hard counter you, it's insanely difficult for your opponent to come back from. Just because Fomantis charges faster than so many of the Element Cup mons in this cup. I think it's the fastest charger outside of Dewpider. But as you see here, we get a Frillish, which is actually really interesting. Frillish walls Vulpix, and it also gives it. The problem is in comparison, it's slow because of these hexes. So 3-turn fast move isn't really that favorable, especially if you out pressure him like I'm doing right now. So they swap into Dewpider. I'm gonna swap into Vulpix with a shield advantage. So even though they technically don't lose the lead, actually they technically lose the lead, because with Ominous Wind, they actually have more pressure on Wooper. So I'm not sure why they swapped out here. They could have straight Ominous Wind, and I have to fire Mud Bombs. Unless I debate them with Body Slam, and then it sucks for them. But as you see, we're just gonna ball out, absolutely ball out. And like I mentioned in the first battle, please, Warriors, get your stuff together. I really want to see y'all win. I mean, I know it's early in the season, but still, like, my God, I feel like it's Go Battle. Like, later on, you're going to play in the playoffs, and they're going to be in the wild card as the defending champions, which is actually going to be nuts. but it's understandable because it's like with Go Battle League. When you play Go Battle League and you're messing around with a new team, guess what? The Warriors have a really different bench in comparison to last year. So because of that, it's very interesting how they ended up this year. So Dupiter goes off, and unfortunately, we get taken out. Their opponent blows their energy here, which is actually phenomenal because I'm actually having a really hard time right now. The problem is that Fomantis's Fury Cutter's resisted, and all of these are going to be resisted too, but that this Frillish is so hurt that Body Slams are going to threaten it. So as you see here, I'm going to just straight Body Slam at this point. I'm going to shield here. The reason being is because I don't want to get locked into I don't want to get locked. I want to preserve a Body Slam just in case I need it. And then I'm going to go ahead and try to farm down here. As you see, we get a Vulpix. This is perfectly fine. All I have to do is just double Leaf Blade, and then I should have I have that Body Slam that's queued for that Frillish in the back. So as you see here, or it doesn't even matter. I won't even possibly even need that Body Slam because this Leaf Blade should be enough to take out this Vulpix. And then if they don't have a move, they don't have an Ominous Wind, or if they don't have if they don't have an Ominous Wind, this Body Slam should be enough to kill. Although the problem with Fomantis is kind of squishy, so you have to be careful. As you see here, they fire, and then even if this KOs, I have that Body Slam in the back queued with Vulpix. I hope y'all enjoyed the battles. This team has insane pressure against the meta. It breaks a ton of shields, and it absolutely sweeps the opponent with just the fastest chargers in the game. Hope y'all enjoyed the battles. You do need a little bit of energy management to play this team, but if you have great energy management or if you're confident in your abilities, then this team can do very well for you. I hope y'all enjoyed the battles. And that's game. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Oh man, I can't wait. Element Cup is really interesting. It's really fast and you get through your battles really quickly. But it's a better option than going through Open Master League. Unfortunately, most of you are probably playing Scarlet and Violet like I am. And I can't wait to release content. I'm probably going to release my first video. I'm likely going to release my first video tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that and I'm really excited. So I look forward to your support for there. And I'm trying to get like a bunch of ideas together for like a banger video for Violet. So if you are Scarlet and Violet, so if you have any ideas, please post them in the comments. But as usual, please like, subscribe, and comment for the YouTube algorithm. So I really do appreciate y'all. Unfortunately, despite the fact that Go Battle League is just bleh. It's kind of nuts how we have a new Pokemon generation coming out and it still hasn't changed. Again, the definition of insanity, well, it was the definition, I called it definition, but it's actually the definition of insanity by Albert Einstein. I looked it up and now I remember. The definition of insanity is doing something over and over again, expecting a different result. So, for Go Battle League, unfortunately, it's going to be the same. Unless they change it, it's not going to be anything special. And Scarlet and Violet is just running over Pokemon Go at this point. And it's definitely a lot more interesting than Pokemon Go. But, at least PvP-wise. But I hope y'all are enjoying the battles. Again, I'm going to do some Catch Cup stuff for next week. But other than Catch Cup, the newer season's coming out in like 2 weeks. Outside of that, you're going to see a lot of Scarlet and Violet content from me. So, really do appreciate y'all. Really do appreciate your support. And I hope y'all are taking care of yourselves. Good luck on your Go Battle League sets. And I will see y'all on the next video.